girl's shocking words. Gunadip fell in love with her immediately. The girl also liked him. She asked him, "Do you like me?" "Yes," replied Gunadip. She replied, "See me tomorrow at this very place. I shall meet you here at this time only." Saying so, the girl went away. Gunadip returned to the palace. He told the king everything. The king told Gunadip that he would also accompany him the other day. Gunadip agreed happily. He was so excited that he could not sleep the whole night. The next day, King Shursen and Gunadip reached the lake. The girl was already there and waiting for him. The girl saw the king and asked Gunadip, "Who is he?" Gunadip replied, "He is our king, King Shursen of Magdha. Bow before him." The girl bowed before the king to pay her respects and then said something very shocking. "I would like to marry him." The girl agrees. Gunadip could not digest what the girl said. However, a while later, he regained his composure. He said to the king, "Your Majesty, she wishes to marry you only. Please marry her." But the king said, "This girl will marry you only." But the girl refused to marry Gunadip. The king turned to the girl and said to her, "Yesterday you agreed to marry Gunadip, but today you wish to marry me. What made you change your decision?" The girl replied, "I've always dreamt of living in a palace. So seeing you, I felt my dream come true." The king replied, "Your dream will come true. Gunadip is my minister. He lives in a big palace. There are hundreds of servants and maids in his palace. You will have a life of luxury." So the girl immediately agreed to marry Gunadip. Betal ended his story here. The noble of the two. Betal asked King Vikramaditya, "After hearing the story, tell me who the nobler of the two was, Gunadip, who was ready to give up his love, or King Shursen, who told the girl to marry Gunadip? Speak up, or I will break your head into pieces. Don't be quiet." King Vikramaditya replied, "Betal, King Shursen was nobler than Gunadip. He was a king. He was supposed to look after the welfare of his subjects. He discharged his duties judiciously. These things place him above the ordinary and also prove that he was nobler than Gunadip." Betal said, "You are absolutely right. I must appreciate your sense of justice. But since you have broken your promise of keeping silent, I am flying off your shoulder." Saying so, he flew off Vikramaditya's shoulder and took refuge in the peepal tree. Vikramaditya ran after him with his sword. Braj Mukut and Ratan Raj. Betal began to narrate another tale as Vikramaditya carried him. A powerful king named Pratap Mukut ruled over Banaras. He had a wife and a son. His son's name was Braj Mukut, who had a friend named Ratan Raj, the son of the state prime minister. One day, both the friends went hunting. The prince saw a deer and started chasing it. The deer gave him a great chase and finally disappeared into the thick trees. The prince too became tired. He got off from his horse and decided to wait for his friend to find him. When he looked around, he found that he was sitting near a temple which was situated in the middle of a garden. Suddenly, the gardener came there and said to him, "Please move from here, as the princess and her staff will be coming here to visit the temple. If she finds you here, she will scold me."
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.